So this is an incredible revolution where in 2005, only 79 total new solar megawatts were installed in the country. To this year, where 14,500 are going to be installed. So this was a delayed revolution. The regulatory policies, the tax policies did not, in fact, give a break to the new energy technologies. But the truth is that we're now on a pathway to having a revolution where, by the year 2030, we could easily have 400,000 megawatts of wind and solar and other renewables installed in the United States. By the end of next year, we'll have 150,000 megawatts. Mind you, after 70 years, the nuclear industry has 100,000 megawatts. And again, every time I use that term megawatts, I know that it can get confusing, but just understand that bottom line, wind and solar are coming as new additions to the grid at an average of 1 to 1.5% to the total every single year. So that by the year 2030, it could be between 25 and 30% of all electrical generation at the current pace at which it's being deployed in our country. And so that level playing field that we've been working hard to create, and which we have to continue to work hard to create, is making a huge difference. The Clean Power Plan, which President Obama has propounded, that will drive it more. The 30 states that have renewable electricity standards as goals within their own states, that makes a big difference. But also, the policies which we create here for tax breaks for these new industries will make a huge difference towards meeting our goals. And so, from my perspective, we have a chance to have America with 100% renewable electricity by the year 2050 in our country. We have a chance to change the whole path of the planet in terms of how they look at these energy technologies. No one had these kinds of cell phones in their pocket in 1993. No one. They were big bricks that cost 50 cents a minute. But we began to have a revolution. And 7 or 8 years ago, everyone started to have one of these phones in their pocket. Unimaginable to a preceding generation of Americans, but how about this? 800 million Africans now have these wireless devices in their pockets who did not have them in the year 2000. We can deploy wind and solar in Africa, in Asia, in South America, all around the planet, if we make the same kind of investment in developing these new technologies. And just recently, in Germany, for one day, the whole country was renewable. In Portugal, for 4 days, the entire country was renewables for electrical generation. So I believe we can do and should do 100% by the year 2050, and that's why I will be introducing a resolution in the Senate expressing the sense of this body that the United States should commit to generating 100% of all of our electricity from renewables by the year 2050. And I urge my colleagues to support me in this effort. Massive job creation, reduction in greenhouse gases, world leadership, and an ability to avoid the worst, most catastrophic consequences of climate change on our planet. Last year was the warmest year ever recorded. This year is on track to be the warmest year ever recorded. It just keeps getting more and more dangerous. But the answer, the solution, is within our grasp. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield back the balance of my time.